Hi guys, I'm on week 14 now. So I've missed quite a bit of time filming updates because we've been having computer dramas. So my son's set up a completely new PC for me. He's basically built it from scratch and we had loads of issues with it. So it's really kind of delayed my ability to record any updates. I've also passed my driving test. I've also got a car. And unfortunately, my cat passed away. So lots has happened in the past week or so. So yeah, it's just been a bit crazy. Anyway, so we're on now. I'm on week 14 now. So week 13, I still didn't feel any side effects at all from the injection, and I was absolutely starving. So yeah, I've just had to really try and be as focused as possible and as careful as possible with my calories, and just really try and pick up the slack from what the injection should be doing. And obviously we know it's not a magic wand, and I am going to have to do this eventually on my own anyway. But at this stage in the process, it's going to be a lot more challenging. So I've not weighed myself since, and I'm not going to weigh myself until I've moved up to the 10 milligram, because I've either not lost anything, or I will have put some weight on. I'm still in that phase where I'm due to start my period. Don't know when it's going to happen because I'm not regular. My hormones are all over the place, as we know, and yeah, so that's not ideal. So anything that the injection's not doing is amplified at the minute by the fact that I'm really, really hungry. So yeah, I'm just not gonna put myself through that, because I feel like it'll just send me on another spiral. And I don't want to get into a mindset where I start thinking it's just not worth it. It's not worth putting myself through all this. So I'm gonna hold off on the weigh-in for now. I got to £15 loss, and that's great. I'm really chuffed about that. But if I put a little bit on, if I'm not going to be too upset by that, if I know that this 10 milligrams helping me again. It's been a wake-up call, because I could have kind of started taking steps to improving especially the exercise. I know kind of the majority of weight loss comes from the calorie side of things, but it's not necessarily the amount of calories that I eat. Well, yes, it is. But I'm very used to kind of allowing myself to kind of eat crap when I feel like it, and obviously the injections do kind of counteract that, in that they manage your hunger levels. So you're not able to eat as many calories in that whatever food you're eating. But yeah, this is really kind of a wake-up call for me to start thinking, yeah, you have to start doing something now. So yeah. Hello. It's the end of week 14. So I started my period this week, and up until then and during, I was struggling badly with the hunger, but I've been very mindful about, oh God, I didn't want to say that phrase. I've been very conscious of what I've been eating. Not all the time, still eating crap here and there, but we need to allow ourselves a little bit of a treat every so often. Anyway, but I have been very conscious of what I've been eating because of the time of the month that it is, and the fact that the injection hasn't been doing what I thought it should be doing. However, it's been really weird because I have like little things that sometimes in the past I've tried to kind of substitute maybe the really bad things like chocolate and things like that. I just get really bad sugar cravings. That's the worst thing of all for that dodgy time with my hormones, is the sugar cravings. Anyway, I've managed to deal with that mostly by having little like low calorie treat bars and things like that, and I've just been very conscious all the time of what I'm eating. It's weird because a lot of months I wouldn't have been able to do that without kind of giving in and just thinking, oh, sack it, and just giving into those cravings. But this time I've been able to get by with those things. It's been hard, but I've been able to do it. And I know for a fact it's the injection. So although it hasn't done what it normally would do, or what I would normally expect it to do, it's still been doing something. So that's been quite interesting. Yesterday I was walking through town and I thought, God, my pants are falling off me. Which is weird because when I'm on my period I have so much swelling, and I put so much weight on and I'm holding so much water that just wouldn't even be a thing. I'm coming towards the end of it now, so you know, but I just thought that's weird. So I thought, you know what, I'll just weigh myself this morning. I did, and I've lost another £5. I don't know how that's happened, but so I'm now down to a £20 loss, and I'm just absolutely stunned. I'm just gobsmacked. I, I'm trying not to be negative, but I feel like I might put £1 or £2 back on because it just feels like it's too good to be true, you know. The fact that I've been due to start my period, I'm currently on my period, and I've weighed myself at this point, and it just it's blowing my mind completely because I never thought this would be possible at all. For it to be such a significant loss as well. So I didn't weigh myself in week 13. I didn't weigh myself at the beginning of week 14. I'm now towards the end of week 14. And that time period between week 12 and now, I've lost £5. I just can't believe it. So it's definitely been doing something. Definitely. I wouldn't have got through those days without some kind of help. So although it's kind of thrown me a little bit because it's literally kind of not done what I've expected it to do, it's definitely had some effect. Obviously, some of that has been my hard work. I've got to give myself some credit. I have been more conscious and more focused on what I'm eating and shoving in my gob. But yeah, it's the fact that I've been able to be more conscious of what I'm shoving in my gob, which is the bit that I think the injection's been doing. So yeah, it's just really bizarre to me. I'm just I'm just gobsmacked and really chuffed, obviously, I just wasn't expecting it. I really wasn't. I just thought, no, I'm just not going to even think about weighing myself. I'm not going to do it because I'm just going to upset myself and send myself into a spiral and blah de blah. So yeah, that's really really good. One thing that is kind of concerning for me at the moment with regards to my periods is that I'm really struggling with pain. So I have endometriosis, and before I had surgery to correct a lot of the damage it had done, which was years ago now, I used to be in a situation where when I was on my period, I either couldn't work, or if I was in work, I would struggle to walk and just function. Um, I was in that much pain. I ended up in A&E one month because it was just so horrifically bad, and I was genuinely scared. It was that bad. So after my surgery, my pain levels kind of balanced out, and I am on medication to manage it, nerve pain medications and things like that. And I function quite well, although I still do have a lot of pain, more than the average person. But I just get on with it. I also have back pain and things like that related to it mid-month and things like that. So yeah, it's a struggle, but I get by. However, since I've started the injection, I've noticed that my pain levels have shot right up. And I'm really confused as to why, because apparently this particular medication, one of the known bonus effects of it is that it reduces inflammation. So I'm completely baffled as to why this is happening. I don't think it's a coincidence. It just the pain levels have taken such a leap between before I was on the injection and to afterwards. It can't be anything else. It just doesn't make sense. My periods are also much much heavier, and I kind of expected that in a way, because your weight is very much linked to your menstrual health. So if you're overweight, your periods are going to be affected in some way, either by them completely stopping or them becoming irregular, or and obviously I'm not a doctor, this is just quite commonly known. So yeah, I did expect to kind of have a change of some kind, but this pain thing is quite concerning. Fortunately, I'm in a job where if I am having a really difficult day, 90% of the time I'm able to manage my work day accordingly. We have flexible working, and we are pretty much left to our own devices in terms of how we manage our days. But yeah, outside of work, obviously that's another story, and I've got to function. I've got a house to run, and I've got people to look after, and one thing and another, and I really don't need it. I think I've been through enough, to be honest. So that's quite a worry, and I may kind of speak to the doctor and the pharmacist about that if it gets any worse. I think if it doesn't, it's manageable. I can get through it. you know, I'm quite tough when it comes to stuff like that now. But yeah, it's been quite disturbing, the change in the pain levels. It's weird. So yeah, I'll update on that one if needed. But yeah, apart from that, um, really chuffed about my weight loss, and I'm just gonna keep going. So yeah, I'll update you for week 15. Okay, bye.